recording and kind of cut. Hello. Welcome to our movie club. Today we will discuss a movie, new one, I would say from 90 something.
2004.
Okay, 2000. I was close, that close.
Close enough.
Yeah.
The wrong millennia.
Millennium, century? Yeah. How we say it?
Yeah, well, it's also the millennium too.
Mm-hmm.
Century and millennium.
Okay, wrong century and wrong millennium. Okay, so the title of the movie is I Am Dancing, but it has another.
It has
one.
two titles, yes.
Yeah, Gerard, what was another one?
Rory or she was here. The second title.
Rory or she was.
O'Shea.
O'Shea.
Rory O'Shea is a name.
Okay. Okay, let's start with names. Okay, Sergey, could you please teach us about main characters, their names, and all the things?
We see two main characters. It's Micheal Sullivan, I don't know, and
Connolly.
Micheal Connolly, yeah. This person lives in a house of disabled. I don't know. It's
like a nursing home.
Nursing home. Yes, Micheal has a cerebral paralysis. And Rory
paralysis. Oh, go on, I can't think of the word. I can't pronounce it.
Okay.
He is paralyzed. He is paralyzed. Paralysis.
Yeah, Rory O'Shea has sick. I don't know what, but he doesn't move hand and legs.
Sorry, I'm sorry. What was his name again?
Rory O'Shea.
Rory.
Rory O'Shea, okay.
Rory O'Shea and
so it's Micheal and Rory.
Micheal and Rory, and Siobhan is the girl.
And Siobhan. Okay, we know characters. Let's start with the story. So, Rostislav, did you have a chance to watch the movie?
Yes, I've just finished watching it.
So you have fresh memories, memories, right? Yes,
so the film starts with the scene when I don't know how to tell it, but the one guy, Micheal, he's sitting and he's trying to tell the nurse that there is a cord and it's possible that somebody falls over it. And this scene shows that it's pretty hard for Micheal to tell other people about his thoughts. And then
let me interrupt you for a second, because I think we can get a lot of dictionary from here, vocabulary. So he's a disabled person, right?
Yeah, he's a quadriplegic. Quadriplegic means he cannot move any of his arms or legs.
Okay. What are the good synonyms? We are living politically correct world now, so we have to know how to
Well, the politically incorrect word is handicapped. When I was a young boy, a person with a disability was handicapped, but not anymore. You can say disabled.
So now it's disabled?
Well, I'm not. I think disabled is less offensive than handicapped, but there's probably another word.
Yeah,
less offensive.
Okay,
person with needs.
Person with needs.
Special needs.
And he's, how is it, quadricapted?
He's a paraplegic. Para or quadriplegic.
Quadriplegic. And
now, again, I'm not a doctor, so don't ask me to differentiate between what is the difference between a quadriplegic and.
Yeah, but we know that it's he almost cannot, like, he had the problem with coordination, and it's hard for him to speak. So what he's doing? He's mumbling or how?
Yeah, mumbling, muttering.
Muttering, and mumbling. Okay, I just wanted to know these words. Sorry.
Gerard.
What about impaired? Is it more
speech impaired? Yeah, if he can't talk properly, it would be speech impaired. Mumbling is M-U-M.
Yep. Okay, so Rostislav, please continue. I just interrupted you for...
A cord is a cable. It was the cable. What's not cord?
What is the difference?
And you said, well, okay, a cord doesn't contain wires. Okay, and you said it's possible someone fall. Okay, Rostislav. Someone might fall. Use might instead of it's possible. You know, someone might fall.
Well, and then another guy appears. His name is Rory, and his life is a completely different story because he spends time he's not like a disabled person, but he's trying to live a normal life with nightclubs, with girls, with the things that normal people do. And Micheal, he's pretty excited about his lifestyle, about his view, and he's trying to get to know Rory a bit better.
Mm-hmm. Leila, are you okay with us? Can you hear?
Hello, yeah, I'm listening.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Leila.
Hello.
Have you watched the movie, Leila?
I know what you were, the moment I started watching, I started crying. I just didn't want to.
So you
stopped watching?
I stopped watching because it was so sad, so touching, and I didn't want to watch. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I prefer to listen.
Okay.
I prefer to listen. Yeah, I got a little choked up myself, so Leila, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
To get choked up is to become a little emotional. Get watery-eyed.
Yeah. Thanks, Terry.
You're welcome.
Okay, but Leila, you're free to talk whenever you want. Just write.
Of course.
Okay, so it's how we call this house? It's house for disabled person, or
I would say a nursing home.
Nursing home, but
he kept saying the something home. It was called the something house. The name of the nursing home.
It was just a name, right? Just a brand, we can say. Yeah. So
it was probably a family name.
Family name?
It was an old family house turned into a nursing home, probably subsidized by the state.
But looks like a private organization.
It probably was. That's probably the name of the family that owned that house, the Carrington house or something.
Mm-hmm.
Carrigmore. But Carrigmore is a name of a town, so.
Okay, Gerard, please, would you like to continue with the story?
So, Micheal O'Connelly cannot be understood because his illness, but Rory can understand him.
Why?
And get I don't know why, and I think he studied this way of speaking or something.
I think he said it in the movie. He said, I had a neighbor or something. I had a guy around.
Well, I spent a lot of time in places like this with people worse than you.
Yeah, so he is an interpreter for him, right?
Yeah.
For Micheal. So.
Yes, this guy Rory wanted to apply for living independently, but the judges, the people that need to do that,
the committee, the panel,
they think he is too irresponsible.
So what's the verb?
Reject.
Rejected. Okay, there's a phrasal verb. It's called turn down. They turned him down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an important phrasal verb for proposals or offers. To turn down. They turned him down. Yes. Okay, continue.
So he has a strategy. Micheal Connolly applies for independent living and takes Rory as an interpreter because he looks like he's the only one that can understand him. So Micheal needs someone that can do the job. So it's in the indirect way to live. outside of these residences, of the nursing homes.
Yeah, so they found a way to get free, right?
And now they need money.
Yeah.
And Micheal Connolly has a father. I think he's a sort of judge or something like this.
Yeah, he looks like a barrister, a type of lawyer in the British legal system. The guys that wear the white wigs, in court. Yeah.
I'm sorry, can you teach us what is the difference between barrister and
solicitor? Okay, in the British legal system, the solicitor does all the work, the research, all the casework, and the barrister is like a performer. He's the one that presents the case in court. Okay,
so it's like a well-known guy, right? He's probably
they went to the right schools.
Yeah, probably a posh one, right? With
very
money.
Posh, yes.
Okay. So now we understand why it's so easy for him to give a flat, right?
Yeah, and in a very poor area, I noticed he bought the flat in a like a type of ghetto place, in a low class place in Dublin.
Let's ask Jörgen. Jörgen, do you remember this scene when they meet father of Micheal? Scene when they meet
Michael's father.
Michael's father?
Yes, it was not comfortable, and they asked for if he could help with an apartment. And yes.
Well, but why they ask it? Why they just did not rent something?
They don't have enough money.
Yeah, it looks like they were, what's the word for this? Negotiation by phone.
They were calling around.
Calling around,
yeah, asking for prices. And they got €400. And he said, okay, €400 a month? Great. No, €400 a week. That's when they got the idea to go to Michael's father.
Jörgen, did you have the same impression about the new apartment, that it's in a poor, district?
Working class, let's say, working class area.
Yeah, what are the keys for this?
Flats, the colors, the sizes. I know those places. I know, I recognized a lot of the streets from the movie.
Yeah, but Jörgen, have you noticed this?
Yeah, I would say like that.
Yeah.
Any more clues?
Yeah. Let's ask Vasanth. Vasanth, what do you think about their apartment?
Their apartment.
Yeah. Have you noticed that it's kind of in a poor district?
Not arranged in a good manner, right? And their new apartment was a wheelchair accessible. It has a wheelchair accessible entrance, I think, because they couldn't. Initially, they found another apartment which was located in the first floor, so they had to step on the steps, and so they rejected and they chose another one.
It didn't have wheelchair access.
Yeah, but for me, a clue about the neighborhood was this child that play
the kids, with dirty faces.
His dirty face, and this is like a guy who drink beer and watching all this. It looks like I wouldn't say it's not at the center of the city, obviously, right? It's something like.
They actually are city center flats.
Yeah,
from the 60s.
Okay, so it's different. But we forgot to mention one good scene before the new flat. It's when they were begging for money. Sergey, do you remember this?
No. Begging is not the right term for this. They were because they are disabled.
Okay, so what they did?
So they were asking for charity. Collecting for charity.
Okay, collecting for charity. Sergey, do you remember this episode with
no.
With charity and bar and how they?
Yes, I remember. they spent a charity in the bar with two beautiful girls, and they offered there for buying the beer, and two girls bought the beer for Alex and Rory. They started to drink. They started to be drunk, and they had some conflicts with the other guy, and it's very funny. And after this conflict, one blondie girl came to them, and it was Siobhan.
My first girlfriend's
yeah.
name.
Alex
She stood up for them. To stand up for someone is to defend. To stand up for someone. So she stood up for them. When a guy grabbed him by the face. Some guy, I can't see that happening.
Yeah, but what was
a bit unreal?
What was the reason for conflict?
He bumped into him. The reason for a lot of fights in Ireland. What did you bumped into? Careful where you're going. And he said, "It's okay. You didn't spill any on me." It's okay. I don't care. You didn't spill any on me. That's when he grabbed him by the face.
Yeah. How we call this person who who always like make jokes like wit and instant jokes?
Smart ass.
Smart ass. Okay.
Yeah. A wise ass in American English.
Okay, so they got known. Say it again.
Siobhan. Siobhan.
And fell in love, obviously, right?
They fell in love.
Fell. Both fell in love.
I think so, yes.
But they realized that they need someone, an assistant, right, to help them make living because it's very hard for them. And they started those interviews.
They were good.
Rostislav, do you remember this? Those interviews with people?
Yes, they started interviewing, but I believe that most of the things in this film were not about the questions they were asking, but about the things the interviews were telling them, such as I'm good at cooking spaghetti. We can hang out together. Or do you like cookies? So those things were, I believe the interviewed people were people who couldn't find any other jobs and
unemployable people.
It was the measure of last resort. I've heard something like that for those people, and they didn't match the needs for Micheal and Rory. So one day they were shopping in a grocery store, and they saw that the girl they liked in the bar, she was
stacking shelves.
Yes, she was just taking shelves, and they talked to her, asked her if she's okay spending her life taking the shelves. She was sure that something big is coming, but they told her that well, it's not the case, and why don't you just work with us? We can hang out together, and since we have some money and pretty much nothing to do.
Yeah, but I like those interviews very much, So I'm an ex-military. I'm looking for another job. Keep straight.
Yeah, keep straight. Yeah.
So it's correct way to say it? Keep straight. Okay, I will use it from now on.
Sit up straight.
Sit off.
Sit up.
Sit up straight. Okay.
Incorporate.
Okay. I'm going to sit up straight. Okay, whose turn is it? I forgot. So, Gerard, please sit up straight, and could you please continue?
There was a really gay guy. Do you remember the really, really gay guy and he was from Belfast? Because I heard his accent. We could have a great time together. Remember him? The wee game on. Funny, like the guys were like, no.
Gerard, but we forgot another scene, you know, about dancing in the bar. Do you remember when Micheal pretended that he is a barrister or something? It's a good
Dancing
one,
in the bar with Siobhan.
Outside the club with the bouncers.
The nightclub.
Yeah, nightclub.
That was good. That guy was a comedian. He's an Irish comedian, the bouncer.
Oh, I forgot now.
They wanted to go into a disco.
Oh, yes.
The bouncer said, no way.
And they called a law, a European law, about no discrimination of disabled people, and that could go in the nightclub.
Yeah. If not, the bouncer would be fined €2,000.
Yeah. It was a nice one, but it shows that like Micheal, he's a smart guy actually, right? He invented like at no time. He knew that it will work somehow, so it was good. And when another guy, Rory, tried to make the same trick on the panel, obviously he failed. He failed. Yeah. Okay, so they hired this girl. I can't pronounce it.
Siobhan,
okay. Siobhan.
We used to say, Siobhan, your knickers, your father is coming. It was a common joke in Ireland because Siobhan means like to put on quickly.
Put on.
Siobhan, your panties, your father's coming. It's common in Ireland.
Okay, I'm not going to write it in the chat, by the way.
To shove is to push someone.
I understand, yeah. Okay, so Gerard, what happened after they hired Siobhan?
Okay, so Micheal fall in love with her, and Rory also, he was jealous. And she invited them in a costume party. Micheal wanted try to make advances with her, but she rejected him.
Turned him down.
Rejected him down. It was a very sad scene.
Yeah.
Sad moment. And she found a replacement, black guy, who replaced her. So they couldn't get in love with him.
I think this dialogue that they had after, it's like a key scene in the movie. So it was key scene in the movie. It seems to me so, because she like explained her feelings and expectation, that it was very interesting. I think we can discuss it. Jörgen, do you remember this scene? When after the party, when she left them and found a replacement for herself.
Because Micheal made a pass to, or Gerard said advances. That's correct too, but he made a pass at her, at her. She was horrified because she fancies another man.
Okay. Yeah, but it was nice dialogue. We can.
When she after the party, she tells them what's on her mind.
Yeah. So, anyone, do you remember this? Layla, do you?
No, I'm listening.
Okay, let's go on then. So, there is another guy now, a black guy. I don't know his name. So he is looking after them. They taking walk or something. And what is happening? Vasanth, tell us, please. Are we going to have a happy end?
No. And later in that movie, we get to know that Rory was affected by a disease, and he got pneumonia and admitted in the hospital.
Was admitted.
Okay, he was admitted in the hospital, and the doctor said that he had this disease previously, and it's
pneumonia.
He had pneumonia, and he would not survive for so long due to this condition. So and he made some I think
His father came.
yes, his father came, and Micheal did something. Yes, Micheal went to the girl's house and asked her to help him and to interpret him to the officials,
To the committee, to the panel.
To the committee, yes, to the panel. And the panel accepted. Once they reached the hospital, they found out that Rory was dead. Yes, that was a sad ending. But Micheal started to live his life with the hope that Rory gave to him. So, live your life like you mean it.
Yeah. Okay, and it's the end of the movie, right?
After the funeral, there was a funeral.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So another important point, I guess.
But I forgot what happened.
Well, what usually happens at a funeral? They bury the body, the priest says a few words, and most people cry.
Yep. Yeah. That's all, right?
That's all, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we have a few questions for, but did we miss something important, guys? I assume.
I don't think so.
Okay, let's answer some questions then. Okay.
Sergey has his hand up.
Yes, I think that Ivan meant about conversation between Siobhan and Rory, and I didn't hear discussing about it, and when Siobhan asked Rory, why you don't respect everyone? Why you think that we must respect you only why you disabled person?
Because
only because you're disabled person. It's a good discussion, because now we have a lot of examples about disabled person, about black person, about feminists, about gays, a lot of examples.
Yeah, she said your problem is you're an asshole, not your sickness. She just said. She said to him, "It's not your sickness, you're an asshole."
Well, I say that it was an important moment in the movie, because it's very brave. I say if it's this movie will film it in America, they would not put this line there,
no.
Because it's like too much, right? Too much of out of political correctness and so. But it's a good thought, I guess.
Honest,
yeah. Yeah, and she said, when you close the row with this guy, what did you expect? If you were not disabled, you just, get what you want, what you asked for, right?
Yeah.
But you escape it just because you have this wheelchair, and you expect something from me just because you are in a chair. It's not, what's the word for that? It's not honest, maybe, I don't know.
So, it's not reasonable.
Not reasonable, yeah. So it's an interesting point, and I'm impressed that they include it in the movie, Yeah. Vasanth, please.
I like the part when Rory and Micheal went to meet Micheal's father and asked for money. At some point, Rory said that if you give that money, and you will have what you had 15 minutes ago in this room. So that was a clever choice of words. I like that.
Yeah, they shamed him. They shamed him into giving them a house.
Yeah, but even though they make like a deal, he asked it, and what I will have from that, and you will return to your previous state, like you never meet us.
Yeah, like you never met us.
Like you never met us. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Okay, anything else? Okay, let's go to the questions. We have some, so don't worry. So would you take care of such disabled persons every chores for salary? Yeah, so
disabled people,
yeah. So
disabled
the question is, would you like to be a nurse or something like?
I don't know if that's the okay. Yeah, it is for a living maybe instead of for salary.
Yeah, but for a living, yeah. But let's discuss it like more broad. Let's think about if it's a volunteer job or something. Would you go to some such a residential house just to help people, just to entertain them, to spend some time, to do something like a job? Is it possible for you or not? Vasanth?
I would do only if it was a close relationship, like a blood relationship, like father and mother, something like that.
A blood relation.
I asked this blood relation.
Blood relation, yeah.
Blood relation. Because I asked this question because the lady in that nursing home was taking care of them without a cringe, right? Is that
without
a cringe?
caring, without
a cringe, something like that.
Oh yeah,
When you discuss
without cringing.
Yeah, without cringing. Yeah,
it was her job.
That surprised me. Yeah, even I saw people in some government hospital or something like that. People are paid to do what they do, but sometimes the nurses yelled at patients, and they keep the cringe faces sometimes. That's why I asked this question.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about, because when it's your job and you doing for a long time, you just don't feel connected anymore. You just look on people like like on how we call it. In Russian we say like on screws, on something that not like a thing, right? It's just a job. So probably yeah.
Nurses are used to cleaning old men's behinds and private parts.
So for them, those patients, how you say patients?
Patients, they're definitely patients, yes.
Patients, they are just just a job. They don't like if they would feel connected to every person, it will be devastating job, right? You will be
if they were connected, or if they felt connected.
Yeah, if they felt connected to every patient, they would not work there. They would not be able to work there, I think. So answering for myself, I think it's something impossible for me to go to such houses and make some volunteer job or something, because I always feel guilty whenever, I contact with such person, and it's like emotionally impossible for me,
Yeah.
And it's twice double impossible, because I know that I should not feel guilty, and I should like be on a par, or how to say
be on a par, yeah, that's good.
Be on a par, but it's somehow impossible for me. Somehow it takes a lot of like concentration and thinking about it. So I think it's impossible for me. But what you guys think? Is it could you make this job or not? Leila,
could you do?
Let alone the disabled people. I couldn't manage with old people because I'm so sensitive, As a volunteer, I went there. I just spent some time reading some books to them, and I came home crying and crying. I was about to, just commit suicide. I don't want to go there again, but this is an easy way. I just want to help them. So I just think the older I get, the more mature I become. So I will help them in the future, at least 1 hour a day. But I don't think I could manage now.
I see. Well, but you agree, right, that it's a very intense job. I would say very.
Ivan, we must be strong. We must accept the truth, and we have to be, how can I say, we mustn't show our mercy, because it may hurt them. And the way you said, you know, I agree with you. I may feel guilty as well.
Yeah, so
I don't think I could manage that. Even with children, you know, my eyes are full of tears every time.
I see. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Stoic, I think, would be the word you're looking for, to remain emotionless. Stoic.
And what I'm thinking is that I'm just going to be stronger when emotions are concerned, Terry. I must be like that. I know that, but we will see.
Yeah, okay, let's change. If you don't have more answers, more
I agree with Vasanth. I could only do it for a blood relation, if I had to.
Yeah, but why? What does it change?
Blood is thicker than water.
Because you're obliged, or what?
Maybe because I'm obliged, or because I love the person.
Yeah. So it's kind of, you know, it's kind of just make you more strengths for that. Right?
But I think I could do it if I needed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, Terry is realistic, Ivan.
Well,
it's very logical.
Yeah, I understand what you are saying. So I think if I were obliged, if I had no like any, you know, what is it? Any
obligations,
any opportunity to escape, okay, but that way. But I think about people who do that like voluntarily, like they are heroes. Because I can't imagine.
Yeah.
It's emotionally like
draining.
It's you are burning out because of this.
Emotionally draining is the word.
Yeah, emotionally draining.
Yeah.
Yes, and what if we lose our close relation in that condition, and we regret for our inability to serve them in the past. So with that guilty, we may make ourselves a volunteer to such activity.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's change it to another question. No, so let's discuss a bit how society in general treats disabled people.
Treat
disabled people in different countries, maybe, or I don't know, in different societies. Because what I see in the movie, it's not that bad, I would say. So as Sergey mentioned in our pre-warming session, he said, but Sergey, would you describe how it's different from, you know, what we have in Russia?
What's about that? I don't hear.
Yeah, so I'm speaking about how society treats, you know, disabled people. So what you see in the movie, what you have seen in the movie, is it different from what you see on the streets?
I think it's we have the different relationships between disabled person. We have the problem in Russia because we didn't got used to have relationships with disabled person, and we don't have a good environment for disabled person because I don't know why. And if you are a disabled person in Russia, you have to feel bad.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy because
you have to struggle. You have to struggle more, or it's more of a struggle.
Yeah, the whole your life it's different. You know, like a first-class citizen, I would say. So you will struggle the whole your life because of small like nuisances everywhere, and people, society in general, they will not accept you, not deliberately maybe, but it's not the same. They always will like separate you from different. That's why we have a special like jobs for disabled people. They like tend to to be together, I would say. And I say it's a disaster. I say like for society. I say it's a very wrong thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but last time we are changing, and
recently
we started to understand this disabled person. We have started to make something for them. We started to make some campaign for living together with a normal person, with a disabled person, and for example, I teach my children for have relationships with
not to make any difference. Yeah, it's what we are going on. So it's just another mindset. I will try to explain it once again, because it's not like, you know, we are treat them badly or something. It was another mindset. It was like it will be very hard for them to be like a normal person. So let's make like a special circumstances for them, like, you know, big, like different towns or something like this, you know. And it was a mistake, I say. Okay, Gerard?
Yes, this reminds me Dostoevsky's novel, The Idiot, you know? The Idiot is actually, he has epilepsy.
Yep.
And because of that, you know, he's like a
pariah.
Yes. It's called that, like you said, a third-class citizen. It's not the same. And he's quite brilliant and intelligent, but because he has this illness, he's not totally accepted.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's not unique in our society. I mean, it's, you know, some people, you know, burn up witches, you know, because they are different. So it happened. Yeah. Okay, what about Sweden, Jörgen? Teach us. Is it that good like in the movie, or that bad like in the movie? I don't know.
It's they have good service here, I think.
Do you remember this episode in the movie when they started to buy champagne and foie gras and everything in the supermarket?
Yeah.
Why they did not buy it? Eventually,
400 euros.
400 euro. That's why.
Yeah, so it make us understand so that they have some money, but not like, you know, whatever they want, right? And what is let's just think. For instance, if I am a disabled person and I want to earn more, so what have I do?
What can I do? What do I have to do?
Yeah, what do I have to do in this case? To find a job? Is it difficult?
No, because companies are subsidized. In Spain, I know, and definitely in Ireland, you get the company will get extra money for hiring a disabled person. It's the same in Barcelona, right, Gerard?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And company owners take full advantage.
So it's subsidized by government. It's
by the government,
by society from taxes. So society pay for this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good way, I think. Vasanth, how it's in India? But you're muted, Vasanth.
About what?
Yeah. So how? Yeah, does society provide some, you know, preferences? Some, you know, what's the name for it? Some money, some
benefit. Welfare.
Okay. Yes. For disabled people. Yes. We have some reservations for disabled people everywhere, like jobs, study, even in public transports. We have special arrangement for them. So yes, they are very well respected. But when it comes to the people's mindset, how they treat them. They respect them as well. At the same time, they don't give as much respect as they deserve. You know? Something like that. Some untouchability. How do you say that?
Yeah, they're not untouchable. Untouchables is like for law. I'm untouchable. You can't touch me. I think that's a specifically Indian concept. You can't touch them because they're dirty, or you know, it's the caste system in India. The word would be I don't know exactly. Just don't touch them.
So, Rostislav, do you agree with me and Sergey, or we think we are wrong about Russia?
About Russia? I don't think that there are a lot of conditions for disabled people in Russia to have a comfortable life, but we're definitely moving in the right direction about this, and we definitely have some people's attention for this problem. But still, I believe that in the movie we had some episodes when disabled people, some scenes, yes, when disabled people were treated badly. For example, on the party, Micheal was asked if he wanted to sing something.
Karaoke.
Yes.
That was mean.
It was definitely offending for him.
Offensive.
Offensive, yes. And children are evil all over the world, I believe.
Yeah, evil little bastards, especially in those estates.
They don't understand many things, but still, I believe that we definitely treat disabled people pretty well in Russia, in the way that we respect them.
Okay. Well, I see it will be a long way for decades, I guess, because every small detail. For instance, Moscow subway, it's impossible to get there without being healthy.
Yeah, the same in the underground, the London Underground too.
Yeah, so
yes, and I know that in Moscow you had there were some performances where politicians were trying to walk around the Moscow, but not really walk, but
they pretend
wheelchair, yes, on the Moscow roads, and they were trying to overcome all the difficulties, such as crossing the road,
borders.
Yes, and it was extremely hard for them.
Yeah, it was a good idea for to put all these clerks to the wheelchairs and made them to make a walk. Yeah.
That reminds me, in 1994, when I was living in Philadelphia, the City Hall had paid for all the streets to be made wheelchair accessible. That means all the paths had to have a ramp on every street in Philadelphia. That was in the 90s.
We are not at that point in Russia yet.
But I wasn't happy about it at the time. Anyway.
Yeah. Leila, do you have something to say about Turkey?
In my country, people treat these people kindly in such a very just nice way, and the government supports them. They can have jobs easily, but the only thing is that there are no facilities and no equipment. I can say nothing to make their life easy. So we help each other a lot here to pick up some money to buy wheelchairs for them or any equipment.
Yeah, I see.
Equipment,
yeah. So not far away from us, I guess.
Yeah.
Vasanth, please, you have a comment?
Yes, one thing I don't like about the way disabled people are treated is just like foreigners. People tend to look at them.
Stare.
They stare them and make them feel embarrassed. I don't like that. Just like let them be, live their own life. They are also humans. Don't make them feel embarrassed. Make them feel alienated. So that is common. I think it's common to everyone. They look at the disabled
Good
people.
point.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about, but I'm guilty of that as well. I'm not stay, of course, but I feel like something. I'm not react like I would react to another person. I'm trying to, I don't know, to keep the door open or something, but it's nobody asked me. So it's not the same behavior.
I think everyone feels a little like that, Ivan, a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I don't know what to do with this. Okay, so let's move on. So was Rory jealous of Micheal? This question.
Was he ever?
Was he ever jealous of Micheal? What do you think?
No, the answer is it's like a sarcastic answer. Was he ever?
Was he?
It means like, yes, he was. Of course he was.
Why? Guys, what do you think?
Because he knew that Micheal was about to have a great life. Not a great life, but he was about to have life. But Rory was aware that he is not to live a lot.
Yeah, he didn't have long to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he. As far as I know, the symptoms the illness he had, the people don't live really long with that illness.
Yeah. But it can be, I think it can be vice versa. So I think that Micheal was jealous of Rory sometimes, because he knows like social protocols. I would say he can make a lot of things that Micheal can't. Right?
Yeah, he could do a lot. He was streetwise and socially adept.
Okay, another one, long one. Okay, Vasanth, please.
Yeah, initially I thought Rory was jealous of Micheal because he is falling for the girl, and so I thought he might have had the same feeling towards the girl, so he might feel jealous. But later I found out that no, Rory was an extrovert, and he knew what was going to happen in that apartment. So as long as she stays with them, an introvert like Micheal would definitely fall in love with the girl, and this will make sad consequences. So I think that's the rational moment. Whenever he says pessimistic words to Micheal or the girl, it's because of the prediction of the consequences, I think.
Okay, and I think it's a segue to the next question, to our next question. So, if Rory knew that he was going to die soon, why did he bring Micheal out from the residential home and let him suffer after his demise? I'm not sure that Micheal is going to suffer, by the way. But when they got freedom from the residential house, it was not clear for me, is it for better or for worse? What do you think? Why they wanted to live?
Why did they want?
Why did they want to live independently? What do you think?
To have some fun.
But it was not only fun, right? Yes, Vasanth, Gerard, please.
Yes,
Please
I mean, why Micheal? I mean, that was the point of this question. He might have chosen anybody, but why Micheal?
I see. Why he choose Rory, right? Gerard, please.
Why Micheal choose Rory? Because he thought that with Rory he would have more opportunity. Micheal chose Rory because Rory could understand him.
Yeah, that's simple.
Could be his interpreter.
And he was good fun.
Yeah. But no,
one thing they did like about living independently is that the rules. So they shouldn't. They mustn't follow the rules.
Yeah. So they like pictured for themselves that outside there are no rules, right? But they found out that there are rules, right? Immediately. As always. So what do you think? Was it worth it to get like independence or not? Just we know you're a protester against the system, so you must
better. I think was better. I think their main mistake was hiring Siobhan. Because he was
hiring Siobhan. Yeah, she was too hot. Yeah, way too hot.
Especially when she's bathing you.
Yeah. What's going to happen? Like, come on.
What happened to poor Micheal?
Hey, what's the phrase? He got something. Do you remember?
I don't know. He got
a hard on. He got a hard on. That's what Rory said. Did you get a hard on to him? And he ran. He went away embarrassed. Yeah.
So, whom they were supposed to hire? You know, ex-military guy. Someone else.
A black nurse. A black female nurse.
Okay. Okay, we ran out of questions. So, anything what you want to add about the movie? So, what is the moral? You know, in 2 words, Jörgen. What is the moral of the movie?
I haven't thought about that, but
what can we learn from this? You know, what should we change in our behavior? Sergey, what should you change in your behavior after you watch this movie?
I think maybe I will be change my behavior because this movie looks like Untouchables, the French movie about disabled person with a black guy who treat him. Both movie are like a tragic comedy, and it's interesting. And after this movie, you started to stop in front of disabled person, and you don't move your hand.
Yeah, turn your head away.
Yeah, it simply simply I will be helped disabled person. When you see the disabled person, you try to go faster. It's true. It's and I made this.
I do this. I do that.
I do this. Yeah. I did this. And for example, in our building lives a person, lives a girl with cerebral paralysis, and I want to go out from her, but I told him, I told myself, you have to help her. You have to speak with her, but it's difficult because she looks like strange for me.
But do you really have to? You know, it's the point of the movie. You know, so they are just people. Do you have to help me, for instance? If you see me, you don't have to, right?
Well, if you're struggling, if you have fallen, anyone will pick you up. So if someone is having problems getting in a door, anyone is going to help them.
Yeah.
In my country, we'd help someone. Yeah, we wouldn't turn away.
Okay.
In Ireland, people will be running to help someone if they fall, you know, or if there's a fight or something. Yeah, everyone's running to get involved.
Okay, Vasanth, please.
Yes, we have had so many movies in the past about the moral, living your own life, getting away from your comfort zone and living your own life. But this movie crew went a step ahead to convey this message by saying even a crippled person like him can live his own life. I think that is the moral. They succeeded in this attempt.
Yeah. Gerard, please.
Yeah, just a point. A friend of mine went recently to Ireland, and she told me that people were very kind and willing to help. When she was like lost or something, always someone asked her if she needed help.
It's good.
That's true. That's true.
It's good.
And another thing, we didn't talk about an important moment of the movie.
Please.
Just around the end of the movie, when Rory is very ill, Micheal and Siobhan went to talk with the panel because the 6 months passed. So to ask him to have an independent life, like something symbolic, they eventually achieved that. I think the panel first they wanted to reject the application, but then Micheal said the right must exist independently of its exercising, and the panel eventually
agreed
with him. But it was too late when they arrived to the hospital. Rory was already dead.
It was a touching moment.
Mm-hmm.
The speech he made or tried to make.
Well, actually, I don't like that we have any kind of panel at all, you know. So I think that the person should decide by himself when he is disabled or so.
Well, you could be too disabled and it's just not reasonable. It's just not workable, not feasible.
Yeah,
If you can't brush your own teeth or wash your own or wipe your own bum.
Yeah, but anyway, you should decide, you know. Yes, I will suffer, but I will stay away because I want so. And I don't have to convince anyone in my decision. That's you know, that's what I call freedom, you know.
Yeah, but they're asking for money from the state.
Yeah, that's the difference. They need money, right? Okay, anything else? Or we go to slides? Leila, do you have something to tell us about the moral?
No. The moral is, I think we should be content with what we have, and we should treat these kind of people in such a normal way that they should feel relaxed with us.
And not feel sorry for them.
No.
I think that's an important point. They don't want anyone to feel sorry for them, and they don't want anyone's sympathy. I think that's why they like children so much, because children are honest. Hey, what's wrong with you?
Terry, we have a friend like this in the summer place, and we always ask him to take some things from the shop or, you know, nearby, and will you please give it to your mom? These kind of things, you know, we never and ever say, oh, he's disabled, we must, no. You know, we treat him like a normal person.
Yeah, they're nice gestures. That's a nice gesture, Leila.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to share my screen. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Leila, could you please start? I know you watched on the beginning of the movie.
No, okay, you will check me. I understand that. This is in the house, and it is Micheal, and the lady is the one who's in charge of this place. I think one of the nurses, I'm not sure. And Micheal wants to
warn
tell
her
something, warn her, right? Because he saw the cable of something, you know, just stuck. Can I say stuck, Terry?
Yeah, it was stuck. It gets stuck on a wheelchair.
And he wanted to warn her, but he couldn't manage as he couldn't talk properly. That's the scenery, right?
Yep.
It's a good first scene. And I noticed the program that everybody's watching on the TV is called Bagpus. I remember it when I was a kid, and I had forgotten about it. So when I started watching this, I Googled Bagpus, and I watched the whole episode of the children's program Bagpus. It's wonderful. I recommend it because the narrator has a really nice voice, and the music is cool.
Okay. we will take it for the next weeks. For the next.
Bagpus.
Okay. Please write it in our channel. Okay.
I did.
Okay. So anything special? I mean, for vocabulary what we can see there.
A lot of wheelchairs.
A lot of wheelchairs, obviously. Yeah, some backpacks behind this.
Yeah.
Okay, not too much. Okay, just room.
Furniture, shelves. It's a fireplace, isn't it? Okay. I think that's a fireplace in the center. The TV is above a fireplace, I think. That's the normal type of room. This is an old Georgian house.
The white chair beside the TV, left side.
Yeah.
High, what can we call it?
It's a high chair?
High back.
Oh yeah, a high back chair.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, let's go on. Rostik, it's for you.
Okay, and here is well, a lot of things I don't know and don't know how to describe even in Russian. So let's begin with the secular thing on the left side. So
it's a trampoline, I guess.
I don't think these guys are really good at jumping on it. So that's why I'm not sure if it's a trampoline.
A trampoline.
A trampoline or not.
It looks like a trampoline.
Yes. Another thing is this, thing for helping people to walk on the right side.
Yeah, black one,
not
right?
a wheelchair, but it's a wheel support. I don't know.
Walking frame with wheels, and normally a walking frame, is for old people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? It has 4 legs on it.
Yeah, I know.
Walking frame. Well, this has what? It's a walking frame with wheels.
Okay.
I think.
The thing on the back, the blue ball, it's just a gym ball, I believe.
Yep.
Something like that. Feed ball. The nurses, one of them holding a
holder.
He's just a holder, or
no. One of them is holding him, while
no.
In her hands.
Yes.
A clipboard.
Clipboard. The thing Martin lies on is a special bed, but I don't know how to name it.
Orthopedic bed, maybe, or a
orthopedic bed, and I don't know what else.
Physiotherapy, isn't it?
Yeah, what they are doing here?
They are lying him on the bed.
Examining something, measuring.
Examining. Measuring.
Okay. And Troy was there to make some jokes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? What we missed, guys?
I found out the name of this device.
Please tell us.
Walker. Like a zombie, walking there.
Yeah, Walker.
Okay, so Walker, and let's move on. Okay, who's next? Vasanth, please.
This is Rory's father. He's feeding him with a juice can.
Juice?
I hope it's juice.
Beer, Guinness.
Okay, I said beer. Okay. We don't usually Indian dads don't feed their sons beer.
Welcome to Ireland.
There's a coffee cup. Do we have any special name for that coffee trays?
Where?
Cup.
A saucer.
The white saucer.
Cup and saucer.
Cup and saucer. And his father's hat. Some snacks. Some another plate.
And this hat has some holders for something for feathers.
A feather, yeah. I think it's called a fedora.
Fedora, okay. Not too much here, right?
Yeah, and I think this place looks like a meeting place for the relatives of the disabled people.
Okay, what is grabbing my attention is this wall. You know, it's wall with a
pebbledash.
Pebbledash. We have a lot of them in Russia. It's very popular design, I would say.
It was probably very economic, very cheap.
I guess so, yeah.
There are wall plants here. Wall plants, they're called.
Mm-hmm. It's like a vertical garden, right?
That stick to the wall.
Okay, let's move on. Jörgen, please describe this.
Yeah, this is when at the bar, and they approaching the girls and start to talk to them. Yeah. The bookcase in the background, can we say, is lighted up or lighting?
It's lit up.
Lit up. Uh-huh.
I know this bar. I have been in. I have drunk there.
Nice. Did you have a fight in this bar?
No.
No,
not that one.
Okay. So they have buckets with what on their knees?
Change.
With change, yeah. For charity, right?
Spare change.
And they have special like vests with yellow vests to make them recognizable, right, on the streets. And caps. What else? Okay, not much. Okay, let's go on. Please, Terry.
I was going to say, how would you describe the girl's expressions? Look at the expression on this girl's face.
Yeah. And where they're looking? To these buckets?
They're looking at the buckets, I think. Yeah, both of them are looking down, so probably thinking, how much money do those guys have?
Okay, but it's a nice exercise. Let's try to describe their feelings, right? They're confused, maybe. They're befuddled. Okay, can we say so?
Yeah, befuddled, bewildered.
Bewildered, yeah. They don't know how to react properly, right? They have like different thoughts at the same time. So, do I want to be involved in this or not? Is it too rude to say go away?
Yeah.
Something like this, and all at the same time. So it's not an easy moral choice what to do, right? Okay, let's change the picture. Sergey, please take it.
There is a meeting with commission who solve the problem with go out this person to city.
Yeah,
and
it's a panel who like what they do, make decisions about can you go out or no, can you live independently.
Yeah.
They allocate funds. They approve applications or not.
Okay, approve applications.
And behind two person are two tables, two coffee tables, I don't know, special tables for flowers maybe.
Yeah. Looks like a decoration.
Yeah, there are two disabled carriage. It's a very funny carriage with a MCP. It's with a special devices for neck. And two paints. And
it's a support or a headrest. Headrest.
There are two pictures above furnace and I don't know, kamin.
I have a question about Rory's appearance. Is he really looks like that in real life? Because look at his shoulders. He looks like really disabled.
Yeah.
His neck is something higher than his shoulder level.
Yeah, you're right. Must be just the angle of the shot.
Okay, so move on, right? Any questions about this? Okay, not much. Okay, a barrister. Gerard, please find something.
This is Michael's father, the barrister.
Mm-hmm.
Michael and Rory are here to ask him for some help to pay the flat where they are going to stay in. We can see coffee.
A tea set.
Tea set, yes, tea set, no coffee. 2 lamps. How do you call this sort of lamps?
Yeah, they're just called lamps.
Shade lamps? Or? The wick, it's in the left side of the barrister.
Yeah, you can see his wig and his leather chair.
A cup of champagne.
A glass of champagne.
A glass of champagne. Some paintings, a portrait, something famous on the right side. And on the top, I don't know what we have, but there are many paintings in this room.
They're portraits.
Portraits, and we can see a small library. How do you call this furniture behind the barrister?
I would call it probably a bookcase.
Okay.
Yeah, what about his hat? You know, this artificial hair.
He mentioned it, a wig.
A wig, yeah. I missed it, yeah. So it's a tradition for these lords, right? Can you say so?
In the British legal system and the Irish legal system has never truly separated.
Mm-hmm. Okay, anything else?
The barrister is wearing a special costume.
Mm-hmm.
Robes. And a special collar too.
Mm-hmm.
This is part of your shirt is a collar.
Okay, let's.
And he's an asshole. We have a name for these people in Ireland. West Brit.
West Brit.
Yeah, because he West Brit. They speak more. They speak like the Queen of England.
Okay, Rostik, it's for you. This one.
Well, this one is when the guys will understand that they are finally free, and again, a lot of things I don't know. First of all, the chair, not the chair, the
step ladder. It's called.
Well, step ladder. And another thing is this. I don't know. The thing that freshens the air.
The extractor fan.
Well, extractor fan.
Above the cooker, above the oven,
yes.
Above the extractor fan.
Well, and I'm not sure anymore if the thing behind the ladder is the oven or not.
Yep, looks so. Stove or oven.
Yes, it's the oven. On the in the right corner, it's just I don't know what it is.
Some cloth to cover the furniture while they're painting.
Yes.
Yeah, but do you remember this interface? How to manage, lights in the room? user interface for lights. It was voice activated.
Well,
Remember?
Yeah, on, off.
The thing on the man's head is
helmet.
Helmet. Are you sure? Where's his thought and
It's a hard hat. Call a hard hat.
Hard hat, okay.
Yeah.
So not a helmet.
No, helmet is well for horse riding, bicycles, construction. This is a hard hat.
Okay.
A helmet is any other head protection.
Okay.
And the wooden planks or
Planks, yeah, good.
Mm-hmm.
What about the containers for paints? What are they called? What are those containers?
Jars. No?
Oh, jars, glass.
Buckets.
Buckets, yes, thank you.
Well, don't really see any other interesting things.
So it's a ceramic tiles behind the stove. Circle table.
Circular
table.
with some paint tins of paint.
So
paint pots.
and this entire apartment looks like fresh and new. So it's probably a renovated something. Right?
Yeah, it has been done up. To do up is to renovate.
Yeah.
And to get the place done up. We are getting the place done up. Well, his father paid for that. We presume.
What is the thing above the sink? Is that for sucking the smoke out, or is that it's just a light? It's a lamp.
Vasanth, please. Which sink?
I mean, on the sink, look at the cupboard. Between two cupboards, there is a triangle thing.
That's the step ladder.
Yeah, it's
okay.
It's a ladder. It's a big one. It stay on the floor, but we don't see it because of table. Okay, nice.
I can hear the music, Vasanth. We can hear.
Yes.
We can hear India. It's like being in India.
Yeah. Usually, they should not turn on the loudspeaker after 10 o'clock, but today's a festival day, so they are allowed to do that.
Okay.
Enjoy the party.
Vasanth, please, this picture is for you. Please describe it.
Yeah. This instrument is used to wrap him up and take away. How to say that?
Lift.
Lift. I would say it's a crane or something. Terry, can we say that it's a crane?
Yeah, you could.
Okay. So that's the problem. They hired a subtle girl, and that's why they need a crane. So ex-military guy would do it by his hand, right?
By himself.
Yeah.
Well, she's weak, not subtle. Weak is the opposite of strong.
Okay.
A weak girl.
Okay. Okay, not too much here, but do you know this guy on the wall?
The Argentinian.
No.
He was born in Argentina.
And died in Bolivia.
Yeah, he died in Bolivia, and he had an Irish grandmother. Bet you didn't know that.
Jörgen, do you know about whom we speak?
No, but
No, it's
no.
On the wall. Can you see this picture of the a portrait?
Yeah.
It's a flag, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
Che Guevara.
Okay. What called other posters? Oh.
I think with Che Guevara it's probably a flag, but other two probably posters.
They're posters, yeah. A Metallica poster, and I think the other one is a movie poster, the one in the middle.
Okay, let's move on. But it's interesting about Che Guevara. Okay, wow, our neighborhood.
Our neighborhood, yes, as you can see,
It's
it
nice.
doesn't look very luxurious.
Well, I used to live in such a neighborhood for a long time. Yeah. So, Jörgen, would you describe this one?
Yeah, there is a race going on,
Mm-hmm.
and he's cheating. And one of the boys falls to the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and some pushing strollers. Some is pushing strollers.
Yeah. And some has scooters, right?
Yeah.
Some have scooters. Yep.
Scooters. Yeah.
Okay.
The girl is pushing a what?
Stroller.
Trolley?
Trolley, no, pram.
Stroller.
P-R-A-M. Pram. A stroller is for a toddler.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's like a chair. You're pushing a chair. This is a pram. It's for babies, for young babies.
Okay.
Strollers for kids that can walk.
How you like this? Ropes to dry your clothes on the right side. Clotheslines. Yeah, I like this. It's combined with the parking.
Yeah, and they're Irish. All the buildings are painted with the Irish flag. Look, so nationalism would be very popular in these places. The IRA. I'm surprised there is no graffiti with IRA.
It's a fresh one, right? That's right. No graffiti. Okay, so probably it's a poor neighborhood, right?
Inner city, Dublin.
In the city, Dublin. Okay.
Clothes are hanging on
the line.
Yeah.
And the kids are wearing tracksuits. That's another clue. I think that's universal, right? Tracksuits.
Yeah, we have the same. Yeah, tracksuits. Yeah, Adidas usually. Sergey, what is happening on this picture?
There is a conflict with a young boy and Rory, and young boy stole the head from Rory,
Mm-hmm.
and
ran away.
Yes.
Yeah. So why he did this? He needs it for money. This head or
for fun.
For fun, completely. Yeah.
Chasing.
To get a chase, exactly.
To get a chase.
Yeah. Come on, chase me with your electric chair, mister. Come on, mister.
Yeah.
And again, we can see a bit of this neighborhood, right? The road, state of the road, this fence. It's not fence. How?
It's a railing.
This railing. It doesn't look like very fresh and new. And
they discuss about this failing because bad for disabled person for suicides.
Yeah, to commit suicide.
Yeah.
It's kind of a black humor, right? A piece of black humor.
Yeah.
Okay, we ran out of time, but it was fun. Thank you very much for coming, and see you next week. We already have chosen a movie.
Chosen. In the Name of the Father. What a cracking film. What a cracker.
So be prepared and see you next week. Thank you again.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Have a nice evening.